What? Don't rest the tendon? I thought we needed to rest injuries in order for them to heal. Well, it is true that we need to change the load, frequency, or intensity of the activity that strained our tendon in the first place. Complete passive rest is only going to result in that tendon getting weaker. In fact, and here's the plot twist, 1 to 2 days has been shown to be enough time for negative changes to start affecting that muscle and your kinematic chain and movement patterns. In 2 to 3 weeks, you start seeing majorly negative changes to that tendon tissue. So then, what's the solution? The general rule of thumb is that you want to be offloading from energy storage and release activity. So anything like running or bouncing and jumping, and you want to start with isometric activities in stage 1. An isometric exercise is an exercise where the muscle is not changing length and the joint isn't visibly moving. You want to be doing these holds for about 45 seconds, 5 times, once or twice a day. And the important thing is that you want to be giving yourself 2 minutes rest between each hold, and you want to be loading those holds with heavy weights. You need heavy weights in order for a tendon to adapt and change. Isometric holds have been shown to not only improve tendon strength, but also the pain associated with that tendinopathy. Once you feel like you're progressing and getting stronger and there's less pain, you can start moving on to isotonic exercises in phase 2. An isotonic is a normal movement exercise. You want to start super controlled, focus on one joint at a time, then progress to multi-jointed exercises. Keep it to single leg exercises at this stage. You don't want to be using both legs because then you start to form those compensatory mechanisms where the rest of your body tries to help by offloading that achy tendon. Don't push all the way to end range of motion. End range of motion, because at end range of motion, that tendon starts to push down on the bursa underneath it. And often your tendinopathy pain is actually coming from the bursa underneath the tendon. So right now, you're just going through half the motion. You're not taking it all the way to the end. It's at this point that you can start adding your more sort of functional, realistic day-to-day movement. You still want to be avoiding that sort of energy storage and release until you really start to feel strong and you're ready to progress onto stage 3. Great. So you've reached stage 3. You're feeling strong, stable, and everything's feeling functional. You're not getting pain after your exercises or lingering pain the next day. You're finally ready to start your energy storage and release bouncy exercises. In this stage, it's very important to leave 1 or 2 days in between each session in order to reassess the way that you have responded to that session. You want to be counting your repetitions so that you can track and control that progress. So if you're feeling sore tomorrow, you know you need to do less repetitions next time. Another tip for this stage is that you want to try and introduce one new activity at a time, once again, so that you can control that progression. So if you notice that tomorrow the tendon is feeling a little bit achier than usual, and you know you added something new the day before, then you know what to take away. However, of course, if you start throwing a whole bunch of different exercises into the mix, then you don't quite know what has caused that strain. So to sum that all up, never fully passively rest the tendon. Focus on slow, controlled movements. Stay away from bouncy energy storage and release exercises to begin with. Start with single joints, then progress to multi-joint. Start with one leg, then progress to 2 legs. And most importantly, focus on the full kinematic chain. Remember that something else went wrong in order to cause that tendon strain, besides the fact that you were maybe doing too much exercise, too much load, too frequent, for too long. There is likely another imbalance going on in that kinematic chain. Once you have recovered, never stop with your preventative exercises. The emphasis is on daily, consistent exercises throughout the full kinematic chain to help prevent injury. I'm Dr. Jesse Roberts. Get back out there.